What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to another video. If you guys don't know right now, I am currently doing a giveaway with a Squiddy. So if you guys don't know the details, check down in the description below. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get back to the flipping. Alright, so today we're going to be looking into the Squidtrainer V3.5. This particular model is the inked and it's the blue. One thing I can say with this is, honestly, this anodization of blue is probably one of my favorite colors of any Bali I've ever owned. It really stands out. A lot of you guys like it in the comments. So yeah, I really appreciate all the kind words. With that being said, we'll go ahead and kind of jump into some of the specs. So the overall length on this is going to be 10 inches overall. The blade length, trainer blade length, is 4.5. The handles are 5.5, and then this weighs 4.6 ounces. I will put the rest of the specs on the screen. You guys are more than welcome to pause on that if you want. However, I will not be spending too much time on that. As you guys can see, I just recently lubed this. One thing with this is you will have to lube it kind of often because you have to tune it somewhat frequently, but not too bad. I mean, as long as you Loctite it, you should be good maybe once every 2 weeks or so, just depending on how you flip it and kind of how hard you flip it. But with that being said, we'll go ahead and start on the review. So to start things off, one thing that you guys should probably take note is that this is an aluminum trainer. A lot of people kind of have mixed feelings on these, just for the fact that aluminum's kind of soft whenever you compare it to titanium. It does keep the cost down low. However, for the actual inked version of this, it does cost $195, which is getting close to that $200 price point, which I know a lot of... Let me go ahead and turn that off. I know a lot of... aluminum Balisongs are going for that, but there's also getting close to some titanium ones, so take that as you will. But yeah, going back to the specific one, the aluminum doesn't seem exactly too weak. I actually haven't had any real denting in it. Granted, I have not flipped this too hard. If you guys look at the end of the handles, you guys might be able to see. I have dropped it maybe 2 to 5 times, somewhere in there. And it does have some chips, and the anodization, it is kind of dirty right now, so I apologize for that. But as you guys can see, I have some chips right there, and then just kind of all over here and there, just where the anodization does chip on this, so something to take note of. The balance on this actually feels really good. So if we put this on my finger, kind of find that balance point. There you guys are. This thing does flip really well with that balance point, though. It definitely does not feel heavy. It kind of feels light, even though it does come in at 4.6 ounces. It kind of flies through tricks, honestly. It's a very fast-moving Balisong. Sometimes you get a flipper, and it feels kind of heavy and slow, kind of sluggish. And other times you get ones that feel very light and fast. And this is definitely on that side of it. Every rollover, twirl, it just seems that, honestly, it can be hard to keep up with sometimes if you're not an advanced flipper. With that being said, the knurling on the handles, I'm not too sure if the camera's going to pick this up. Let me get that on. And if you guys can't see it in this, I'm sure you guys can see it in the B-roll. This it does have knurling on the handle similar to the Kraken's. I've actually owned a Kraken V2. I have a review on it. I'll probably put a card up in the top right now. But yeah, compared to that, I haven't had the Kraken in probably 4 or 5 months, so it's kind of hard for me to compare them right now. But one thing I can say is that this thing feels awesome. If you guys have never had a textured Balisong, I would heavily recommend trying one. For fanning and really just overall grip, it'll change the game for you. I'm kind of looking at a OSP Matrix right now. This might be my next purchase. I don't know. Kind of expensive, kind of off topic. but definitely going to go with the texture just because, one, it looks amazing, and two, flipping something that has textured handles does feel really good. So yeah, that's definitely a con to this, or a pro to this, my apologies. Speaking of cons, the coating on this does rub off if you let it have any tap. So if they can get tap, you can tune them out. But if you're kind of like me and you don't mind it having a little tap, as long as it's not too bad, what that can lead to is the actual edges of the blade, and I'm not too sure how well this is going to actually be captured in the video, but the actual edges of the blade does kind of get rubbed and kind of dinged, and it does turn it silver. You guys can see it right there in the video. But yeah, the coating on this does not last like I was hoping it would. I hate to kind of toss in another company right now, but the Glider Co. Sahara that I own, it's one of those round flippers. That thing has had tap for a long time. Granted, you can tune it out, but like I said, sometimes I'll run it with tap. Probably shouldn't, but I do. But that thing has no fading of the black coating. I think that's a PLC. Actually, let's look at the coating on this real quick and just see if it says what it is coated with. Okay, so this says a DLC finished trainer blade. Not exactly sure if that's the same as the Sahara. If it is, I apologize. For whatever reason, the Sahara stuck a lot better. But yeah, this Balisong is really an amazing flipper, and if you go with one that isn't the inked, you can save about $20. It comes in at about $175, and on Instagram and other secondary markets, I've seen these go anywhere from $130. Granted, you're kind of getting a little, not necessarily beat, but a little worn. Anywhere from 130 all the way up to like 190, and that's kind of 190 is a little high. But yeah, you should not have a problem finding these for around 150 on the secondary market, especially if you're the one making the post that you want to buy it. And yeah, for the money, I mean, honestly, I'm yet to get a Kraken trainer. I've been telling myself I'm going to get one for a long time. But I've heard from multiple people that this is actually better than the Kraken trainer. So I can't say for certain. Before I sell this, I will get a Kraken trainer. I have a couple other trainers on the way. And yeah, I'm going to start comparing trainers because I've noticed a lot of you guys like the actual trainers. And yeah, honestly, I like flipping them too. So yeah, this kind of sums up this review. I've had no problems with the Zen pins. The actual pivots are T10, which honestly I like. Some people don't like the pivots to be that big, but in this it really doesn't look that big. It doesn't look bulky. If anything, it just looks like it fits. It does have little weights at the end of the handles to kind of help add some more balance to it, and honestly, it probably does. It's not like I can take it off and film without it, but yeah, with them in, it feels really good. I've had very little problems out of this, honestly. This has been a really good flipper, easy to maintain. The Zen pins haven't bent whatsoever. I haven't had any problem with handle slap, which I know to some people might seem kind of odd even saying that. But what can happen is basically over time, your Zen pins, where they hit your blade so much, if you flip quite a bit, eventually it can bend to the point to where your handles will start slapping through here in the open position, and yeah, it just kind of sucks. Gliders had a problem with that. However, I don't believe the V3.5s have had any problems with that. I could be wrong. But yeah, with that being said, for this one specifically being $195 and the other ones being $175, honestly, I don't think you can go wrong with this trainer. I highly recommend it. Honestly, this is probably going to be what I'm going to start referring to people whenever they ask for the best kind of mid-level trainer in terms of expense. I know that might be expensive for some, but whenever you start looking at other trainers that easily get above the 300 range, this is kind of a mid-level trainer, but it flips like a high-level trainer. So yeah, with that being said, I highly recommend it. If you guys liked this review, please be sure to please be sure to drop a comment down below, and also like the video. It does help a lot. I just want to thank you guys for helping the channel pick up some steam. My channel's been growing at a rate that honestly I didn't expect it to for at least a few more months, and it's just kind of awesome to see the growth. So I just wanted to thank all you guys. I really do enjoy it. And yeah, with that being said, if you want to see anything next, drop a comment down below, and you guys stay awesome.